Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Monday, August 4, reveals that Grace Buckingham Cassandra Creech deleted Liam Spencer's Scott Clifton medical history and made a promise to her daughter, Paris Buckingham Diamond White, over the phone. At the Spencer mansion, John Finn Finnegan Tanner Novelin checked on Liam and warned about the risk of possible surgery complications. Since Grace hadn't said anything to Liam about the physical therapy he'd need, Finn was suspicious. Of course, Finn's suspicions grew even stronger when Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, admitted he'd paid $1 million for the procedure. There was also some talk about Grace's ex-husband, Reese Buckingham, Wayne Brady, who stole Beth Spencer Jordan Grace because of his gambling debts. The wheels were definitely turning for Finn during this whole conversation at the hospital. Grace got on the phone with the person who's been pulling the strings and warned them to never bother her or her daughters again. Grace also lashed out at a nurse before apologizing due to the stress she's been under. In a moment alone, Grace hit delete on Liam's medical history as she tried to cover her tracks. On another phone call, Grace promised there was nothing she wouldn't do for Paris and her sister, Zoe Buckingham Kiara Barnes. It seemed like Grace needed to hear Paris' voice since she was so rattled over the apparent threat she'd been facing. Once Finn was back at work on Monday's B&B episode, he pulled up Liam's file on his laptop. Finn realized everything in Liam's medical records had been deleted after his brain bleed. Soon after, Finn headed to Grace's office, where he pointed out that he just came from checking on Liam. Finn mentioned the $1 million price tag on the surgery before asking Grace what was going on. Grace looked nervous as Finn insisted he wanted answers now. In Italy, Ridge Forrester Torsten K. gave Brooke Logan Catherine Kelly Lang an apology since he acted like a jerk after she took the CEO position during the takeover. Brooke asked if that was all Ridge came to say, before wondering what he really wanted to tell her. Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, interrupted moments later and led Brooke away for their boat adventure at the hotel. Eric Forrester, John McCook, spoke to Donna Logan Forrester, Jennifer Garay, over the phone and gave her updates on Nick kissing Brooke. As well as having an engagement ring, Donna pushed Eric to find Ridge immediately and warn him. When Ridge came back to the room, Eric told him that time was running out and shared the news about Nick's imminent marriage proposal. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge will race to stop Nick, but the situation's going to come with some twists and turns thanks to a disastrous boat ride. CDLs, where you want to be for great Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, updates, and news to check out. So visit us frequently for more B&B details. The Bold and the Beautiful, Monday, August 4th recap. Grace deletes Liam's medical history and makes a promise to daughter Paris. The sun rose over Los Angeles, casting its golden light over the glittering skyline and the lives of the rich and restless. But in the world of Forrester Creations, beauty was just a mask for secrets, betrayal, and bold moves. Today's episode delivered a stunning blend of intrigue and emotion, as Grace Buckingham took center stage in a twist no one saw coming. Her daughter, Paris, stood on the precipice of her own life-altering decision. Let's dive into everything that happened on The Bold and the Beautiful on Monday, August 4th. Scene 1. At the hospital, a secret buried. The episode opens in the dimly lit corridors of University Medical Center, where Dr. Grace Buckingham, head of internal medicine, stands alone in the hospital records room. Her fingers hover over a glowing monitor. The name on the screen, Liam Spencer. Medical records don't lie, but they can be erased. Grace's face is tense. She knows what she's about to do isn't just unethical, it could destroy lives. But to her, the stakes are far greater. She sighs, I'm doing this for Paris. I won't let anyone hurt her again. Especially not Liam. The camera zooms in on the screen as she clicks through Liam's confidential file, one filled with reports about his recent blackouts, his neurological tests, and the CT scan that revealed a potentially devastating issue, intermittent dissociative episodes, the kind that could explain his erratic behavior lately, including that mysterious night no one can account for. Grace stares at the scan results one last time. Then, with a few swift keystrokes, she deletes the file. Gone, like it never existed. She closes the laptop. Heart pounding. You'll thank me one day, Paris, she whispers. But what Grace doesn't know is that someone saw her, just a shadow in the hallway. Was it a nurse, a janitor, or someone with far more sinister intentions? Scene 2. Paris apartment, a daughter's doubts meanwhile. Paris Buckingham is curled up on her sofa, thumbing through her phone. She hesitates over a text from Liam. It's simple, just 3 words. Can we talk? Her thumb hovers over the reply button. She thinks back to everything. Their kiss at the Forrester party last week. The tearful apology, the way he looked at her, like she was the only woman in the world. But Paris isn't naive. Not anymore. Liam's marriage to Hope may be on the rocks, but he's still Liam, complicated, unreliable. And now more than ever, Paris has to be sure about her future. Just then, the door opens and Grace walks in, still in her lab coat. Paris jumps up. Mom, what are you doing here? Grace drops her keys on the counter and walks over to her daughter, taking her hands gently. I needed to see you, she says. I've done something, and I need you to trust me. Paris pulls away slightly. What do you mean? Grace sits on the edge of the sofa, eyes wide with intensity. Liam's not who you think he is, she says. I saw his medical file. He's been hiding something serious. He's sick, Paris. He's unstable. Paris frowns. You looked at his file. That's illegal. I didn't just look, Grace confesses, her voice trembling. I deleted it because if the world found out about Liam's condition, it would ruin him and you'd be caught in the fallout. He's dangerous. You can't trust him. Paris backs away in disbelief. Mom, that's crossing a line. I crossed it for you, Grace says fiercely. I lost your sister. I won't lose you too. Paris's face softens at the mention of Zoe, who left town in disgrace. Still, she's torn. I don't want to live in secrets, she says quietly. Not like before. Grace hugs her tightly. Then start fresh. I promise I'll do everything in my power to protect you. But outside, just across the street, a man sits in a black SUV. He lowers his binoculars and dials a number. She deleted the file. I saw the whole thing. Scene 3. Forrester Creations. Tensions rise meanwhile. In the glamorous offices of Forrester Creations, Ridge is in a heated argument with Thomas over his designs. Hope walks in mid-fight and tries to mediate, but tension simmers just beneath the surface. Why are we all acting like the world's about to fall apart? Hope asks, exasperated. Thomas looks away. Because maybe it is. Liam hasn't been acting like himself. And I think something's seriously wrong. Ridge raises an eyebrow. You think he's using again? No, Thomas says slowly. Worse, I think he's lying to all of us, especially Hope. Hope's expression darkens, but before she can speak, Liam walks in. He looks exhausted, eyes dark, skin pale. He's clearly been up all night. Hope walks toward him. We need to talk. Liam nods. I know. About Paris. About everything. But Thomas cuts in. Before you do, maybe you should tell us what's going on with your health. Liam freezes. Ridge frowns. What's he talking about? Liam swallows hard, then shakes his head. Nothing. I'm fine. Hope stares at him. Are you? But Liam's silence says more than words ever could. Scene 4. The Cliff House, a ghost from the pastels where Steffi is at home, watching Kelly play in the yard when she gets a text from Finn. Emergency surgery stuck at the hospital. Love you. She smiles faintly, but then her phone rings. Unknown number. Hello. A voice crackles on the other end. You don't know me, but I know Grace Buckingham, and I know what she did. Steffi's eyes widen. What are you talking about? I saw her delete Liam's medical file. Your family's in danger. The line goes dead. Steffi drops the phone. She looks out at the ocean, suddenly uneasy. Scene 5. Paris Choice back at her apartment. Paris paces the floor. Grace watches silently from the kitchen. Paris finally stops. You say you did this to protect me. But maybe you did it to control me. Grace walks toward her. That's not fair, isn't it? Paris says. You never let me make my own choices. I have to live with the consequences. Not you. Grace's eyes fill with tears. I know, but I've seen too many women fall for the wrong man and lose everything. I won't let that happen to you. Paris looks away, conflicted. She picks up her phone and dials Liam. Hey, she says when he answers. We need to talk. In person. Scene 6. The final twist as night falls. Liam meets Paris at a quiet park in Beverly Hills. The air is thick with tension. She looks at him, her expression unreadable. I know about your medical history, she says quietly. Liam's face pales. Who told you? My mother. She deleted the file. Liam steps back, Stunned. She what? She said she was protecting me, but I need the truth from you. Liam takes a deep breath. I've been having episodes. Blackouts. They found a lesion on my brain. It's non-malignant, but it affects my memory. That night we kissed, I don't remember it. I swear. Paris stares at him, heart poo.